Hello, everybody. Welcome to the White House Easter egg roll. My name is Bill Yosses, and I'm one of the chefs in the White House kitchen. And
my name is Rissa, and it's wonderful to see you today. Welcome to the White House. Thank you for coming. Anyway, today.
And so this is part of Mrs. Obama's Let's Move campaign. And Let's Move means two things. It means one, we get out and play outside, exercise, keep moving around, leave the TV alone for a while, leave the video games off, and get outside on a beautiful day like today. That's number one. Number two is eating healthy food. So no soft drinks. We like to eat a lot of vegetables, and we'll talk about that in a minute because we grow our own over there in the garden, and later on I want you to go over and look at that. So let me ask, how many, is anybody here 5 years old? Raise your hand if you're 5. Okay, a lot, wow. And is anybody here 6 years old? Okay, a lot. 7 years old, who's 7 years old here? Okay, now remember what you said you were, even if you're not telling the truth about your age, because we're gonna start with 5 years old, and I want you to, along with Rissa and me, we're gonna start jumping up and down, and we're gonna let's move. So if you're 5 years old, start jumping. Okay, 5-year-olds jumping, wow. Okay, now you guys have to go the longest. Okay, now 6-year-olds, start jumping. 6-year-old, if you're 6. Now if you're 7 years old, start jumping. Yes, 8.
Keep the heart going.
8 years old, keep going. There we go. So I can just feel all that my lunch just went all the way out. Now I'm hungry again. So when you get outside, the first thing to do is start jumping and get active and get your juices flowing. That's what's going to keep you healthy. So many fun things we can do outside. So that's the first part of Let's Move, is moving and jumping and doing all those fantastic games up there. And the second part is what this tent is about. And this is about eating healthy foods. So, Rissa, what are we going to make today?
Well, today we will demonstrate a vegetable wrap, spring roll wrap. What we're trying to do is to show you ways that you can utilize whatever you wish. Okay, there's no limit. That's the beauty of some recipe that's something like this, is that you can pretty much use what you have at home, right at home. Your cupboard, your cabinets, and then just sort of like bring in something fresh to it, like herbs or any vegetables that you prefer.
What kind of herbs? What are those? What kind of herbs are those?
This one, and you can get creative as much as you want. This is cilantro that we have. All right.
Fantastic.
Cilantro. We also have chervil, smaller version.
Chervil.
All right, chervil.
So you see how beautiful and green this is? Mm-hmm. And later on, when I'm going to show you over there in the garden, if you look on the far right-hand side, we have this growing in our own garden. So we can clip it right fresh from the garden, and the flavor is very strong.
Yep. We have chopped chives as well here. We already cut it earlier. Parsley, some fresh mint. The idea is whatever you like, whatever flavors you like. But anyway, today I have a spring roll wrapper that is very, very easy to work with. But just to show you, we also have different ingredients that you can use to substitute or utilize whatever style spring roll you'd like to make.
See, so there we have the spring roll, and what we like about that is it's very easy to make a roll, a wrap out of it. Mm-hmm. You can make them hours in advance or even the day before, because they don't get very soggy. They're rice flour, so they're very thin, but they keep their shape. So you can make them a couple days in advance. And all these vegetables that we're going to talk about can go in there with just a little bit of different seasoning and all kinds of salad dressings that we're also going to show you about. Now there's another thing in here. This is really interesting. This is called brick. It's not the bricks that we use to build a house. It's a Middle Eastern type of dough. Look at this. Look how thin that is. It's flapping in the wind. And this is a very nice, also, something to use, which you can wrap the vegetables in. You can have it like this, or you can bake it and make it kind of like a spring roll. But it's very healthy because you can just put some interesting oils on it, like safflower oil, canola oil, or even some healthful nut oils, like walnut oil or hazelnut oil. You just brush that lightly with it, wrap your vegetables in it, and bake it. Or you can even just have it just the way it is, just plain.
Bill, can
Yes.
you just tell them what other things you can do with that, with the brick?
Oh, with Fida brick, there's many things you can do. You can even make desserts with it. We sometimes take these layers here and we fold them. Let me see if I can show you. We fold them around a little bowl. Here we go.
Okay.
So you can take a bowl like this, and you take this Fida brick, and you have to go kind of quickly because it dries out once it's outside of that package. So you kind of wrap it into a basket, and then you can drizzle honey on it. Honey and maybe a little cinnamon, and then you bake that in the oven. Excuse me. You bake that in the oven for about 5 minutes at 350 degrees, and then that becomes very crispy, and it becomes a very delicious kind of basket, and then you can put your strawberries in there. That makes a really healthy and delicious dessert.
All right.
So it's called brick, and it's spelled B-R-I-C-K. Feuille is a French word meaning leaves, and you can buy it in the frozen food department.
All right, so wonderful use of the different wraps that you can do. This type of wrapper, it's meant to be fried. You can also use it for savory dishes as well. It's not just spring roll with fresh vegetables, but you can use bananas and fry it. Put a little honey, if you like. This is another type that you can use. This is more like Thai dishes. But with this one, it's a little tricky. You want to use this with warm water, warm to hot water. You have to soak it a little bit, get it soft, and then just fill it up with whatever ingredients you'd like to use.
Yeah.
You could do the vegetables, you could do seafood, chicken, add your herbs, and you've got a very, very tasty wrap or roll.
So yeah, this is a spring roll wrapper, also called galette de riz, which means rice flour wrapper. And it's from Vietnam. It's called Ban Trang in Vietnamese. So these are something that, like Rissa said, you soak them in warm water until they're pliable, the way these spring rolls are. And then you can wrap them in the same way. They all have different properties and a little bit different flavor. But maybe the easiest one to go with, I would guess, is the spring roll.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it's ready to work, ready like that.
Yes.
And we can start making our wrap. Now, we have a bunch of different things that we can put on here that we're going to mix in with our vegetables to give them a lot of flavor. So I'll use this clear bowl here where we can see what's going on. So now, what should we start with, Rissa?
Absolutely. Well, just to let you know, we have these prepared dishes already. Vegetables cut up. It is already sliced using this handy dandy, what we call mandolin, and
Shall I? Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Be careful with this though. A lot of professional kitchens, we use this a lot, but it's very sharp. There's also an Asian version where it's plastic, but it has the same type of teeth and here with different sizes. But basically the idea is you want to have a stable surface. And just to give you an example how we use it, again, please be very careful. It's very sharp. We have a zucchini here. And just basically, you're running it down. Now, I don't want to rush and cut myself, so I'm doing it steadily, making sure I have complete control of what I'm slicing. And there you go.
There you go. So just with a few swipes like that, you get some very small, what we call julienne, or little sticks, like little matchsticks. Okay, so they're easy to crunch into, and they also, what we like about them is they absorb the many different seasonings that we're going to put on them. A lot of times in cooking, what we like to do is cut things very small, because the smaller it is, the more surface area is exposed, and that's able to collect a lot of flavors. So in this case, we have a little powdered ginger. We'll put that in.
And we are going to go ahead. You know, what we did in advance is do some, slice some carrots, some radish.
Okay.
I have some wonderful cucumber here.
Yes.
All right.
A little hoisin.
Yep.
And we'll spice it up a little bit. We'll put some sriracha, a little of the hot pepper oil, and a little salad dressing. Okay, so we get it not too wet because we want it to hold in that wrapper that we're going to use. And but just to give you an idea of how many different varieties there are, here we have these radishes, which are called rainbow radishes. I don't know if you can see that. They almost look like watermelon. They're also called watermelon radishes. So they have these beautiful fuchsia and green colors.
These are actually purple baby carrots. They're beautiful, beautiful.
Oh yeah, you can show that.
It's this one, believe it or not. There you go. But beautiful, beautiful baby carrots. Yep.
So carrots come in all different colors now. Just like your Crayola box, when you open the Crayola box and you can pick your favorite color, well, you can do the same thing with carrots. So you have the red, you have the traditional orange, you have bright yellow. You can put them all together and make a very colorful sandwich, just like you do with your Crayolas. And they taste better than Crayolas.
All right, now what we were gonna do, Bill put the seasoning and to make it flavorful. You can put all kinds of herbs, like we talked about, chives, just to bring it bring it alive. Make it fresh. I can put some fresh herbs. Again, there's no limit to what you want to use. Now here's an interesting one, mint. You'd think it's just for dessert, but actually it really adds to the flavor, freshness to the taste of the dish.
Especially with those Vietnamese rice flour crepes, because with shrimp, mint goes very well.
All right, now here, this one, it's an interesting ingredient. It's endive. I'm just adding it just to give it a nice fresh crunch to the mix.
You see, they're very crunchy. Let's see if we can get close to the mic.
Okay, but this one you really want to cut it like last minute because it turns brown, the color changes, but it adds a nice crunch to it. And basically, I'm just gonna slice it. Very simple, very easy. Just slice it that way, add it to your ingredients.
Add it in there. Can I put some chives
Absolutely.
in? I love chives.
Absolutely. All right. We could have added cilantro, okay? But anyway, all right, Bill, what do you think? Is it ready?
Yeah, it's very colorful, and it's very good. Okay. I'm gonna put it on our wonton paper there.
Yes.
I wonder if I can get a volunteer. Do we have any young people who would like to cook? Anybody cook at home? Yes, come on up. Yeah, come around over here. Autumn, can this gentleman come in? He's going to help us with the roll. Okay. Come on up. And what is your name? Andrew. I'm Bill. This is Rissa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for helping us today.
Wonderful.
Okay. So now you see all these great vegetables. We're going to let you do the fun part. So you kind of pull this around, and I'm just going to start it for you. You go like this, and then you have to make it very tight by pulling it like that, and then keep rolling, okay? So I'll let you do that.
Practice. Wow.
Yeah, keep it very tight. That's right. Pull this out. There you go. Okay. And then we take a little bit of water. Let me take a little fresh water here. Either with a brush or even with your fingers. And put some water there. Okay.
And that's to seal it.
Seal it up.
Seal it well.
Okay. Then we're going to cut it. And depending on the size, here, you want to cut it 2 more there, or 1 more in the middle there, yeah. So, and there we have these beautiful little nuggets of delicious herbs and fresh vegetables. Would you like to try it? Okay. How about you, Rissa?
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes. How's it taste? Very fresh, right?
It's very crunchy, very fresh, especially on a day like today.
Very healthy as well. Very light. So that's the main message that we want to share with everybody, that you can do whatever with wraps. You can make it for desserts. You can make it for appetizers.
It's good, right?
So
You
wonderful.
like it?
Thank you.
So here's the proof. Andrew says it's delicious. So when we talk about healthy, one of the most important messages that we want to bring today is that it can also be delicious. You just have to think about adding some things which bring like crunch and flavor, like our salad dressings, great fresh vegetables, and to use kind of ingredients that keep the whole healthy package together. So that's our message today. Try new things, try eating new vegetables. You don't have to, maybe you won't like it and you don't have to try it again. But we want to encourage you, everybody, grown-ups, young kids, try those new things. Look at these beautiful colors, of all the colors of the rainbow that you can find. If you don't like them the first time, then you don't have to go back. But try everything, and eventually you might find some great vegetables that you love. Now, over here by the garden, if you go over that way, you'll see there's a beautiful array. There's over 55 different vegetables there, all different colors. And when they come fresh out of the garden, they're so good. And we here at the White House, we use that garden to pick the vegetables for the first family. So the President and Mrs. Obama and the girls and Grandma, they always have the freshest vegetables there. And they love to eat very healthy foods. They love to have like brown rice, which has the bran on it, so they're still delicious and healthful things. And as Andrew has testified here for all the world to see, they can be delicious too. Where are you from, Andrew?
Norwalk, Connecticut.
Norwalk, Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you came all the way from Connecticut to come here. Great. And did you get a ticket through the lottery system?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's in the newspaper.
It was in the newspaper. That's wonderful. You having a good time?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All
Great.
right. So
Great.
Andrew, when you go back home to Connecticut, make sure you share your experience and tell your friends in school what you've tried, okay, and seen.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
today. Thank
Enjoy.
you.
Enjoy the rest of the
Thanks,
day.
buddy. Great job. Nice to meet you too.